Hello everybody, this is Jay, and I appreciate you stopping by. This is going to be a rather mellow video in regards to what happened in July and coming into August. So July is a very busy month for me at the company I work for because we do a lot of Delaware State Fair stuff because the fair's in July, last week in July. It was a fairly decent fair, I believe. Um, it only really got warm the last few days of the fair. Otherwise, it was pretty nice. Which, if you live in Delaware and you've ever gone to the Delaware State Fair, you know for a fact that that's the dog days, man. You can lose your mind and lose your blood pressure and lose your life out at Delaware State Fair. It's so hot down in Harrington, Delaware. Very nice place for hosting that fair, by the way. So over the course of probably 3 months, 4 months, I've been making some not radical changes, but for me some pretty hard decisions and choices. One of them is about battery management, and I always felt I'm 60 years old and I'm a fairly stingy person, money-wise. It would not seem that way with the kind of stuff that I buy, but I had to buy microphones within the past 90 days, 60 days, because my original beloved Pico Gear system mic, the actual microphone broke. And we'll get more into that when we talk about audio. But buying equipment, you normally get one battery with the device, and if you make decisions based on the ecosystems or ecosystems you want to be involved in, then you're probably a Canon battery or a Sony battery, MPF, something like that, right? Unless you're already a pro and you've made that decision that you're a pro and you're making money off of it. Normally you don't go into what they call V-mount batteries or gold mount batteries. So I've been doing video and photography on and off for the past 4 to 5 years, 4.5 years probably, and just now made the jump into V-mount batteries. And the sole reason for that decision was I like motion control systems, semi-robotic stuff like the Edelkrone Jib 1, which my FX3 is sitting on right now. I apologize, I am Italian, so my fingers and my hands are always going. And that's not a joke. I'm Italian and I've just grown up with people doing this. So that Edelkrone Jib 1 with everything you need to get full axis control motorized uses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries, just the way I have it. And I got tired of charging batteries all the time. They use the Canon batteries. So I went out and bought, like 18 Canon batteries, and then realized that Edelkrone makes a V-mount adapter, and they use these cables. So they're just 12-volt barrel adapters on both ends, male adapters, and they plug in to either a dummy battery that you put in the head, or it plugs directly into the motor assembly of the Edelkrone. So I went ahead and bought the V-mount adapter. They also sell a gold mount adapter, and really just getting down to the point where and I bought a couple batteries separate. These are the GVM Great Video Maker batteries. They're BV95s, and I think, without putting my glasses on, they're 14.8 volt, but don't hold me to that. Take a look, but that's a nice battery. Has some external power options, D-tap and USB on one side, and then the plug for the actual V-mount adapter, which the Edelkrone uses. Now I charge one battery a week or so, It's really nice. And I've dedicated a whole area, which you can't see behind this Edelkrone off to my left, that just charges, is a charging station, just charges batteries all the time. And the Vmount dual charger is a good piece of kit to add if you decide to go with these batteries. I think I mentioned they do gold mount and they do Vmount, and you can buy your batteries from them or someone else. I bought all of this from B&H out of New York because they're right down the street from me, really, in Delaware. So that's really freed me up on a lot of that, which you make life easy, right? Happy to have that. For my FX3, which is on the Edelkrone Jib 1 right now, and I can use it, I like using it as a kind of like a steady cam type of thing. The Jib 1 hosts the up and down axis, and so pan and tilt, right? Okay. And then on the head of the Edelkrone, I use a DJI RS2 with the carbon fiber arms coming down to a Sony FX3, and I use different lenses on it depending on what the use case is. And right now I'm using a Comica wireless mic system, which you can see here, and a receiver on the camera. And while we're on the subject of Sony's cameras, they just released a firmware update 2.0 for the FX3. If you own one and don't know, take a look at their website. And the firmware adds options, makes things more in line with their FX and FS cameras, the cinema line cameras that they have. And the cool thing is, once they went to 2.0, pardon me, the camera is now a certified Netflix 4K camera, which is bizarre, but yeah, that's cool as heck to know that I have, for my semi-professional hobby of photography and videography, that I have a camera that possibly someone, a producer would be using, or a production would be using on Netflix. So that's just pretty cool. Anyway, for the FX3, I bought this battery, which was a little thicker than a standard V-mount battery, but shorter, and that fits on my cinema rig with the FX3 beautifully. It has a mini USB, USB-C, and standard USB on the top. Yes, I'm right on that. Then on the side it has a D-tap, and my adapter that I bought for that camera in cinema rig mode is a Tilta-ing. I don't know if a Tilta-ing and a Tilta are the same manufacturer, but it's a V-mount adapter holder, adapter plate, very nice metal plate, and pretty much the same form factor as the battery. It does not have the power pass-through. It is just a V-mount plate. But with everything on the outside and the D-tap, I can run literally everything in regards to monitor, charging the camera without a dummy battery through the USB-C, charging the audio regardless of what I have, as long as it's USB. And did I say monitor? Monitor. And pretty much everything that cinema rig handles. And the follow focus motor module. So that battery really helps me with that. Okay, we're off of Sony and Edelkrone and DJI RS2s. I'd like to get the RS3. So I have the original SC, and I have the RS2 with Pro version, and I've got the base kit for that. I'm thinking about going with the RS3 Pro. See what that does with the LiDAR module and all of that. This has the Raven Eye system on it, and it works rather well. I'm pretty impressed with the Raven Eye. Okay, let's move on. Microphones. So as I mentioned, I'm using a Comica mic system, and that is a dual mic. It comes with, whoop, that's not it. There we go. That's a dual mic system. Comes in a case for similar to this, which, duh. And this is a Boom XD Pro. So 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. It will do a safety track and it will do a backup track on each microphone. There's memory built in each one, and I'm pretty happy with them. They also include a unexceptional lav mic for each one of the microphones, but it has a built-in mic at the tip of it too. So all in all, I think I did a little test the day that I got them in, and actually the built-in microphone seems to be a better renderer of audio than anything else with them. Very nice, good build quality, that sort of thing. This is my 3rd iteration of microphones. I had to buy that because my Pico Gear Pico mic system, which is a really nice system. I love this. Let me go ahead and turn it on. My microphones are dead, so I'm not going to be able to show you that feature, but I broke the clip on one somehow because I had left it attached to my cinema rig and something caught it, and I have no idea what it was that caught it. But the clip is actually a microphone on these, and it does work still, but it's suspect. And I love this color screen. It has recording modes based on the type of camera you have, and you can set those modes and it really gives you exceptional audio quality. Not to mention the fact that that's the microphone, and you know, just very easy to hide that on anybody. Dual channel, like I said, and the problem with the Pico mic system, to be honest, the only downside I can find about this system is the fact that everything is back ordered. So they have a new mic 2 which is back ordered, and it works with this station, but I can't get my hands on one, and it's in the mid 150s I think for just a microphone. They're back ordered on the whole kit and the single microphone that will work with this. As soon as I know that they have microphones in stock, I'm ordering 2 to replace both of these, and then I'll use the one good one as a backup if needed. I came from these Sony microphones, wireless microphones, as my original choice, and they run on AAAs, and one's a receiver, one's a microphone. I could never ever get these to work right in 5 years with any of my cameras. It seemed like they were just, you know, the thing is, there's no visual on these. You're literally just pushing a plus minus button to try and get the audio out of here without peaking or blasting the hell out of your cameras. Never had a good experience with these, and I'm going to preface it by saying I'm not an audio guy. These may work great if you know what you're doing. I don't with audio. I don't with a lot of things, to be honest. But I try, and I like buying gear that's probably outside of my experience capabilities. I'm always learning something. I'm always looking like a fool because I don't know what I'm doing, and that's fine with me, to be honest. To be even more honest, this channel was really designed from the get-go to be talking about things that I was always trying to do. And I've had the channel for about 20 years, and I appreciate my 350 subscribers. Thank you for being loyal and staying with me all these years. I've had the channel for about 20 years, 350 subscribers, which potentially could make me the longest lasting lousy channel on YouTube. So if you stumble across this video and I'm still alive, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I hit 360 people on my channel. But I appreciate y'all, and I'm just joking. The idea of this channel originally was that I would be doing stuff with coding, computers, things like that, that I just was in over my head with, and learning and talking about the learning experience of those things. So now that it's more a kind of like circling around video and photography, audio, that sort of thing, I know it's strayed quite a bit away from the original tech channel with coding in CSS, HTML, those things. My battery's about to die now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and end it right here for now, and we'll come back and we'll talk about a couple, one good choice, one bad choice I made in cameras and camera lenses. Okay, I'm back. Switched the battery out on the FX3, and I didn't think I was talking that long, to be honest, but okay. Bad decision for the use case. And you know, I had been seeing these cool things where they were buying these people were buying a lens called a Venus Laowa probe lens, and doing these macro shots, because this probe lens had a shaft on it about that long, right? So you could get in really tight with things, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool. And you know, it's just so cool, right? So I look it up, and it's close to $2,000, right, for the lens. And how many times are you going to use that lens? You know, unless you're specifically doing that. I mean, I literally make very, 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 very little on photography. I have a really nice red Corvette sports car, invested in camera gear, the cost of a Corvette anyway, in camera gear, batteries, lighting, all the stuff that is a hobby of mine. I'm 60 years old, and honestly, you know, the Corvette seems more and more interesting to me than the camera gear anymore. But okay, so I'm looking at the lens, and I'm like, yeah, it's close to $2,000. I'm gonna kick myself if I buy it. And then I see this video on YouTube, and the guy's using Insta360 Go too, because it's such a tiny camera, and it, you know, can get in where things can't, right? It's kind of like small enough that it could imitate a probe lens. And I watch it, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And to be honest, this is it right here. This is the camera, right? So, and this is actually the charger case, which you can use. It has little feet on the back, little wings, like a bug. And you can use it as a webcam this way. You can take it out, and if you buy the add-on case here, this thing, then you can get all sorts of attachments, and it's magnetic. So as an action camera, you can, you know, put that here, stick it on here, whatever, and It's a pretty cool action camera. If you use it as kind of like fake probe lens, you better have everything set up before you take this out to use it. And there's two reasons why. One is the battery life on this, just this way. It'll charge and run on the extended battery of the case right here. But you've got about 25 to 30 minute run time if you're just recording in standard motion, standard mode. So if you go into cinema mode with this, you got about 15 minutes. The cool thing about that is, regardless of whether it's in this case charging or on its own, thing's going to overheat probably before your battery runs out. Significant overheating, especially in cinematic mode, high quality mode. And it's great if you want to capture a 30-second clip going down a ski run or jumping off of a cliff or something like that, because it is marketed as an action cam, not a studio high quality cam. But yeah, it overheats really quick. And I'm not sending it back. I'm not going to sell it on eBay. I'm going to keep it because I do see a couple use cases with it that it'd be kind of cool to have. So I'm going to keep it. I've got all the stuff. And you plug it into your computer and you transfer it through USB and you're good to go. But not a perfect use case for faking out on the Venus Laowa lens, which I have right here. I went ahead and bought it, and this is purchased used on eBay. And I'll tell you, if you want a good deal on this lens, it doesn't matter if you buy it new or used. You're only going to knock maybe $100 off, $150 off the new price of this. I have noticed that since they've released their Parapod or Paraprobe lens version of this, that it's probably dropped another $50 used on eBay. But this is an extremely well built lens. It is full manual. There's no electric pickups on the lens itself. It is truly full manual lens. And it starts at f/14. Yeah, f/14. So you better have a lot of light, especially if you're going with a S&Q setting on your camera, to get real high frame rates. This eats up lighting. I have 3 RGB lights. One's right here that you may be seeing the edge of. 3 of those. I have 3 umbrella lights. I have 2 softbox lights, and I think I was using all of them to do some sample footage a couple weeks ago, and I still had graininess and pixelation in the video. It really eats up light, but a cool lens. That's my fiance. I need to get that. Actually, my better half, we've been fiancés for 20 plus years now, so I'll see you later. Bye.